Hello friends, welcome back to PlayStation News, hoping you are doing great, and here are 5 gaming stories that you need to know. Starting with whatever is happening with PlayStation Stars, as it seems that Sony is nerfing the service even more. This comes from many users on the PlayStation Stars subreddit that have reported they have lost the PSN credit reward, which was one of the most popular on the service. Some users report that they still have them, but they may get different combinations between $5, $10, $15 and $20, and the point requirement for getting them has not changed. In my case, for example, I still have the $5 one, but I lost the $20 option for $10. Now this part sounds to me like a bug, and hopefully they will be fixing this soon and they don't end removing the PSN credit rewards completely. However, Sony did change something in a new service agreement that they released this week. They state that effective October 24, points that you earn will only last for a year instead of 24 months, with the exception being any points that you have before that date. They also reminded everyone that PlayStation Plus subscriptions won't count toward points effective March 1st, 2025. Now Sony is free to keep changing their service however they want, just like you are free of unsubscribing if you don't like anything from the service. But the issue to me is like PlayStation Stars only has like 2 years since it launched, and it has had so many issues and so many changes that I don't think that Sony thought this through. And you can see that with the fact that PS Plus subscriptions no longer count since they increased the prices of the service and people were getting lots of points. I still like the idea of the service and I've gotten several PSN credit rewards, so I hope they don't go away. But Sony is making it harder and harder for you to care about this service, making so many changes, so we'll see what happens. Now, what do you think about all these changes? Voice your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about another PlayStation service, but now for PS Plus and the most played games on the service. We talked about Dino Crisis in the previous episode and how it did pretty good for classics, but Dead Island 2 also reached the top on PlayStation Plus Extra. This is again from the True Trophies data sample that includes 3.3 million active PSN accounts. According to them, Dead Island 2 has become one of the most played games on the service, surpassing Dave the Diver with 23.4% more players. In fact, it's the #1 most played game on the Extra catalog over Dave the Diver, The Plucky Squire, The Last of Us Part 1, and Police Simulator Patrol Officers. And if we look at the whole history of the new PS Plus, it's #3 in the chart. The most played PS Plus Extra games in the history of the catalog are Stray, Grand Theft Auto 5, Dead Island 2, GTA Definitive Edition, Dave the Diver at #5, The Plucky Squire, Sea of Stars, Horizon Forbidden West, Back 4 Blood, and The Last of Us Part 1. So overall, a great month for both Dead Island 2 and Dino Crisis, as we saw in the previous video. Now, did you play any of them from PS Plus? Sound off in the comments. I also have here a related PlayStation Plus story, and how would you feel about subscribing to PS Plus until like 2048, for example? Because that's exactly what a PlayStation Plus user did, and they shared it on the PS Plus subreddit. And according to them, they did that because of quote-unquote the absurd price increases that there have been in the past few years. They also shared some screenshots in the subreddit, and they indeed have PS Plus Premium until 2048. And that's because they subscribed to Essential for 24 years, and that's about $1,900 or a little bit over $1,900. And after that, they upgraded to Premium for about $200. So 24 years of Premium for over $2,000. Now, I don't agree with Sony raising prices of PS Plus, but I don't think this is the answer either. But if that makes them happy, then more power to them. Would you subscribe to PS Plus for that long? Let me know in the comments. Next, we have some insight on the closure of Sony's Japan studio and the current status of Japanese publishers. This is from an interview by IGN with former PlayStation boss Shawn Layden. He said that it was sad to see the studio go, and that one of the main reasons was that they haven't released a hit title in a while. Now, he also said, and I quote, "It's tough when a studio hasn't had a hit for a while, then they forget how that feels. You know, if you have a hit once, it's like a drug. You are chasing the next one, right? And then if you don't have that for a while, you forget what it felt like, and then you start to forget how to get there." He feels that many Japanese studios started having trouble during the PS3 era with how huge that was in terms of a technical shift, and that even right now there are some Japanese publishers that are still struggling, like Konami, Square Enix, and Koei Tecmo, while Capcom and Bandai Namco are in a much better place. Now, he also compared Sony's approach to creating Team Asobi out of Sony Japan to like quote-unquote pruning a bonsai. So yeah, a little bit of a weird comparison, but yeah, it's really sad what happened to Sony Japan and how everything shifted to every game needs to be a hit title from Sony now because making games is very expensive. Team Asobi has been like the positive of that story, and now they have a big hit with Astrobot, so here's hoping that they can continue that streak moving forward. Now, what do you think about these changes and Sony closing Sony Japan and then opening Team Asobi out of that? Voice your opinion in the comments. Next, we have an update on the God of War TV show after it lost its original showrunner and writers last week. We have producer Ronald Moore that has created hit series like Outlander for Starz and For All Mankind for Apple TV Plus back when he was at Sony Pictures, and then he left in 2020. Now he's back with the production company and he has been put in charge of writing, executive producing and show running God of War on Amazon Prime. The departure of the original team last week already hinted that there will be some changes in terms of creative vision, but here's hoping that it still remains faithful to the game series, whether that is the original trilogy or the new 2018 game as it was originally envisioned. I don't follow much TV, but it seems to me that if Moore has created all of these hit shows, the God of War TV show is in good hands. Now, do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Now we have an update on the Xbox games coming to PS5 rumor that we were talking in the previous episode. To get you up to speed, YouTuber Mac, who has been accurate with other predictions of Xbox games coming to PS5, said recently that games like About, Blade, Perfect Dark, the new Fable, the new Halo, and the new Gears of War E-Day are all in development for PS5 and PS5 Pro. Then Liquor Ecstasies pointed out that these ports may be in development, but what he heard is that Microsoft has paused them because of the bad fan reception that the Indiana Jones announcement had back in August. Now the newest speculation comes from something that Microsoft boss Satya Nadella said in the annual letter regarding the Microsoft fiscal year 2024 published on LinkedIn. He mentions all of the stuff that Microsoft does in that letter, but the gaming section then he mentions the Activision acquisition and how that adds millions of players to their ecosystem, plus all of the $1 billion franchises that it adds to their portfolio. And then the gaming section ends with, and I quote, "Finally, we brought 4 of our fan favorite titles to Nintendo Switch and Sony PlayStation for the first time, as we continue to extend our content to new platforms." Now, this mention of them continuing to expand their content to other platforms is what is making people think that these PS5 ports are not paused at all. And journalist Tom Warren from The Verge also implied the same with a reply on Twitter regarding Project Latitude, which is the nickname for Xbox bringing ports to other platforms. And he also said that this program is not paused at Microsoft. Now, this is just more speculation until Microsoft officially announces anything regarding these games, but it seems that they are going in that direction. Now, in a similar story, we have been talking about rumors of Xbox games coming to PS5, but let's talk about the opposite of PS5 games coming to Xbox. And that's because ever since Helldivers 2 was released, Xbox players have expressed their interest in Sony porting the game to their console, but the Japanese company has not replied to any of the rumors or speculation about that. Now we have Arrowhead giving an official comment regarding the possibility of a Helldivers 2 Xbox port. Now this apparently happened on the game's Discord, where there was a fan that was kinda sad because they would never be able to get reinforcements from their Xbox friends, which made the Arrowhead's community manager reply in the post saying, and I quote, "Who says that Helldivers 2 couldn't be ported to Xbox? It's not up to us but to Sony and Phil to duke out. But hypothetically speaking, if both partners think it would benefit them from a financial and brand standpoint, it could. I have said in previous videos that exclusives are a necessary evil for PlayStation, Nintendo and Xbox, as this company try to sell you their products or services. But I think that Helldivers has the potential to become even bigger, and Sony would also benefit from selling the game on other platforms given it's a live service. We have already seen that Sony is willing to do what's best for the IP regardless of the platform, and the best example is LEGO Horizon Adventures coming day one on Switch, PC and PS5. So we'll see if they decide to give Helldivers 2 that extra step to be on the Microsoft platform. Now, do you think they will end up porting the game to Xbox? Drop your bets in the comments. And there you go, that's all the news that I have for you today. Let me know what you guys think about any of them in the comments below. And also remember that you can find the sources in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more PlayStation news videos like this. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.